His reputation was ruined because of this, but what exactly happened? Why don't you come with me and let's find out together? Hello guys, today we bring you another fascinating movie to your screen. This movie will definitely blow your mind, and I'm pretty sure you'll love it. But before we dive in, why don't you grab some snacks and also subscribe to this channel for more amazing movies from us. The story begins with a young lady named Damsel and a man of God, Pastor King. They were both caught in an ungodly act. Pastor King stood still, asking God to forgive him. That night, when he got home, he met his wife, Decor, but he seemed uncomfortable, knowing he had committed a sin against God. He went upstairs to freshen up, while Decor set the table. Upstairs, as he was taking his bath, he began asking God for mercy. When his wife came in later, she saw him seated on the bed looking anxious, and she tried to calm him down. That same night, Pastor King sat on the staircase, still asking God for forgiveness. The next day was Sunday service. Everyone was dancing and enjoying the program before Pastor King began preaching. That night, Decor and Pastor King were in bed. She wanted him that night, but he refused as he wasn't in the mood. This upset Decor, and she left the room. While he was still inside, he remembered the day Decor had pleaded with him to help her friend conduct a deliverance. He went there, but the so-called friend acted strangely. Still, he ignored it. When she offered him water, the next thing he remembered was finding himself naked, lying beside her. That night, he was deeply disappointed in himself. Later, he decided to open up to his wife, confessing what had been troubling him and weakening him slowly. To his surprise, Decor quickly embraced him and comforted him. The following day, Pastor King was in the church praying for a few people, but his wife stared at him in disgust. The next day, Decor was having breakfast when King came downstairs. As he tried to join her, the reply he got from her was shocking and surprising. That night, he tried again to be with her, but she warned him never to wake her up for such nonsense. She stormed into the living room. Meanwhile, Damsel became obsessed with Pastor King, surrounding herself with his pictures. The following morning, Pastor King was studying the Bible when his gatekeeper came to inform him that someone was there to see him. He was surprised, as he wasn't expecting anyone. To his shock, it was Damsel. She broke the news to him that she was carrying his child and would give him time to decide what to do before leaving. The next day, Pastor King was in church praying when Damsel walked in and held him. He immediately rebuked her and asked her to leave, but she still had her eyes on him. That night at home, Pastor King returned only to find no food in the kitchen. He thought maybe his wife wasn't feeling well, but to his shock, she told him she had already eaten. When he suggested they go out to eat, her response surprised him even more. His wife was beginning to change. The following morning, Decor was heading out when Damsel, who had been waiting at the gate, stopped her. She complimented her looks. Decor, surprised, asked who she was. Damsel replied that she had been seeing her and her husband on social media and would love to go jogging with her. But Decor told her maybe another time. That night, Pastor King was praying in the living room when Decor angrily stopped him, claiming he was making noise. She said hurtful things that left him wondering what was going on with his wife. The next afternoon, Damsel went to Pastor King's house again. The gatekeeper informed him, and though shocked, King instructed him to send her away. But to his surprise, she had already made her way inside. He quickly stood up and commanded her to leave. After much resistance, she finally left but promised to return again. Meanwhile, the gatekeeper thought she had gone, but later saw her sneaking out from the backyard, smiling as she walked away. 2 nights later, Pastor King wasn't feeling well. He kept insisting he would be fine, but clearly he was getting worse. Decor ignored his words and got ready to take him to the hospital. At the hospital, Decor was devastated when the doctor broke the news. Pastor King was HIV positive. She was shocked beyond words. Moments later, Pastor King also received the news. He broke down in tears, asking God so many questions as the doctor tried to console him and give him hope again. A day after, Pastor King went to the kitchen to get water, but discovered that Decor had shared the fridge items separately between them. This shocked him, and he went back to her to ask what was going on. Decor got upset instead, packed up her things, and ended the marriage with him. She also told him that she had already informed their lead pastor about it. Pastor King tried to stop her, but she had made up her mind. That Sunday, Pastor King went to church to preach. Immediately he entered, everyone's attitude changed completely. Just when he was about to preach, the lead pastor asked him to step down, saying someone else would handle the preaching. He also told him to see him after the service. After the service, Pastor King went to meet the other pastors. They spoke to him as though he had committed an unforgivable sin. That moment was so heartbreaking as they all condemned him. He returned home, still questioning God for what he was going through, frustrated and devastated. Meanwhile, Damsel was seen in her house holding Pastor King's picture and talking to it. Moments later, she appeared in Pastor King's house, trying to lift him up after he had drunk himself unconscious. The next day, Damsel was in the kitchen preparing something when Pastor King came in. He spoke to her, but she ignored him. He then grabbed her neck, trying to choke her. Later, Damsel was lying on the couch. When she woke up, confused about where she was, Pastor King asked her what she wanted. She told him she loved him. Pastor King was upset with her, accusing her of giving him HIV. Shocked, Damsel denied it, insisting she didn't have such. King advised her to go for a test to confirm. The following day, Damsel went for a test and later showed the result to Pastor King. To his surprise, she was HIV negative. Damsel, upset, left angrily and told him to go ask his wife. Pastor King became furious. He went upstairs, took his gun, and stormed into Decore's house, forcing her to follow him. He threatened to kill her if she didn't tell the truth. Scared, Decore confessed that she had been cheating on him for 2 years, all because she wanted to have a child. King, angry, told her the fault was hers and also revealed that she was the one with HIV. Shocked, Decore broke down. After some words, King left for his room. But in her pain, Decore took the pills King was supposed to take for his depression. Moments later, King woke up anxious. Guess what, guys? Could you believe this was all a dream? Wow, even I am surprised right now. But come to think of it, could it be that God was trying to protect from what was coming? He sat down, wondering what kind of dream that was. Just then, Decore came in. They chatted, and she told him breakfast was ready. Downstairs, while they ate, Decore mentioned that Pastor Nehemiah had called to check on them. King was shocked. Again, Decore pleaded with him to help her friend's cousin with a deliverance. That night, King was reading his Bible when Decore reminded him about the deliverance he was to handle the next day. Suddenly, everything became clear to him. He asked her to speak the truth, assuring her of forgiveness. He asked if she was cheating on him. Decore looked uncomfortable and excused herself to get some water. The next morning, as King was getting ready to go out, Decore came and confessed that she had cheated on him, but only once, just to have a child. King told her the problem was from her, not him. In tears, Decore begged for his forgiveness. Even though King forgave her, he told her he couldn't continue with the marriage. Decore pleaded with him to work things out, but King had made up his mind and left. That same day, King went to the hospital to conduct an HIV test, just like in his dream. When he returned home, Decore had prepared something special, hoping they could talk things out. But King made it clear once again that the marriage was over. Days later, Pastor King was studying the Word of God when his gatekeeper brought him an envelope from the hospital. As he read through it, to his shock, he was HIV negative. The following day, Pastor King was in church praying for a man when a member came to inform him that someone was there to see him. He told him to let the person in. And guess who it was? Damsel, the same lady from his dream. He couldn't help but stare in shock. This was truly incredible. His trance was indeed a warning from God, protecting him from what could have destroyed his life. The moral lesson of this movie is that sin always leads to destruction, but God, in His mercy, sometimes warns us before we fall. We must flee from temptation, remain faithful, and trust God to fight our battles. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do well to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Wait, don't go yet. Why don't you click on the subscribe button to get more amazing movies from us?